month or the next patch.
What's up, guys?
It's on Tuesday.
It's Speci here.
Not far away at all.
I introduced this, but I've not watched the video yet. I promise. All right, all right. Here we go. Big moment. Gwent open number 2. I just finished. I got the suit on still. Let's watch this flipping. Let's watch this flipping patch notes, mate. Whatever it is, I'm excited. 37 minutes, I think they said to me. So it's a long one. We're going to break it all down.
Hello and welcome to today's dev update. Where
Hello,
we'll be
Ryan.
tackling all the changes coming with update 9.1. So
All right, mate.
very soon. If you're watching
All
this
right.
live during the open,
I'm not.
I hope you enjoyed the game
Kind of.
so far.
I'm a bit behind.
Exciting.
Oh, I'm
finals
excited.
coming Up next.
I'm excited,
If
man.
you're watching it on YouTube afterwards, hello YouTube.
Hello.
And, the patch will
Like
be
the
even
video.
closer
Subscribe if you
for
haven't.
you. It's
Guys, come
coming
on.
Tuesday, as
I've
we
just
all
finished
know.
casting. I'm
And
out here.
Today we'll
Content,
first
mate.
tackle
That's what I'm
a
here
few
for.
of the bug fixes that we're introducing. With
Content.
this patch. Then
Content.
I've got my friend
Tuesday.
Legion
Expect
joining me
an
to
absolute
go over the
ton
balance
of
changes
content. That's all I'm
included
gonna
in
say,
this
yeah?
update. And
Expect
after
a lot.
that, we'll join Shoop and check what his shop has to offer with the
Let's
upcoming update
flipping
as well.
have it. All right,
Taking a
predictions.
look
Syndicate,
into the near
nerfed.
future as well on that
Nilfgaard,
segment,
nerfed.
and then at the end we've got something
The new
special
cards pretty much
prepared for you,
nerfed.
so you don't want to miss it.
Scoia'tael.
Stick around, and yeah, I think we'll just
Buffed.
get right into it.
Is it
We'll start with
something
bug
special?
fixes.
What's that all about?
It's
I've heard
a
rumours, guys, so there might be a
nice
new
little
card.
list of things that
I've
I
heard
just wanted
rumours.
to highlight. They're also going to be in the
Alright.
patch notes. Which
The
will
rumours
release
because
tomorrow on
I paused the
Monday.
video and somebody
So
told me
if
there's a
you're
new
watching
card.
this
But
live,
still,
tomorrow patch
there's a new
notes coming
card. I
out.
don't know what it
Watching
is.
on Monday on YouTube.
I'd like to pretend I'm like in
You
the
know
know,
that the
but
patch
I'm
notes
really
will
not
arrive
because
today.
I paused the video because I was so
Maybe they've
bloody
arrived
hot.
already. Anyways, let's start with the first one.
All right, let's go.
The first important highlight is that Dead Man's Tongue will no longer show the deck in order, so it's going to work as it
Beautiful.
was originally intended. No more
Alright, good.
basically being a better maxi.
Dead Man's Tongue, just
We've also
what's
got
showing the deck in
cards
order, shouldn't it be?
that, don't no longer count the base power, increasing as boosting. So cards like Direbear, Kahir, and Black Blood no longer get triggered by that.
Okay, didn't know that was
We've
a thing.
got Mage Assassin, which can no longer be summoned by the opponent's turn. So during the opponent's turn, if they move Mage Assassin to the top of your deck, it won't pop out.
Okay.
Ethereal will now
you can
properly
alchemist it?
transform demons.
That's actually a
next
pretty.
change is
The beautiful
Syncing
thing about me doing this is I can actually pause. The beautiful thing that means is if you were to alchemist a Mage Assassin, and a lot of my decks at the moment I've been building, I've been playing Mage Assassins, Alchemist. It's so bad because you play a 1-point Alchemist, but now you can actually give your opponent a Wolf Pack. So that's actually a big buff to Alchemist, just what Gwent community wanted. And he's mentioning Ethereal here.
Envoy, which now finally will show all the cards.
I don't
in
know
the
what
deck,
happened
not
to
just
Ethereal. Let me know in the
units,
comments. What did I
as it
miss?
is intended as well.
But Envoy showing Siege is good as well.
Ballista's cooldown will now correctly refresh at the beginning of the turn, not at the end. That was changed. And then two more. We've got
think that makes a difference,
Megascope and Dolblathana Whisperer, which will now reset their counter correctly when leaving the board. So this basically means that if Megascope enters your graveyard and then you, I don't know, play it again by shuffling it back, for example, then the counter will be reset
Okay,
correctly.
cool. So if you were to Assyria
And
Megascope.
finally, we've got a
Sure.
fix to our shader issue that we had in the last patch, which will fix the visuals of Adrenaline and Shield as well. So that should be fixed for
Beautiful.
the upcoming update. Looking forward to
Let's go,
seeing that in
Ryan!
action.
I'm excited, man.
And,
I'm suited up. I'm
yeah,
ready.
Speaking of action, let's get my Legion in here.
Let's have it,
and
my Legion.
I
What a guy.
welcome him onto the show, and then we'll go through all the balance.
Alright, everyone say
changes
hello,
that
my
you are,
Legion. Hi, my
hopefully
Legion. I'm
excited
acting like
to
I'm
hear
streaming.
about.
I'm not. I'm just recording this for
And
YouTube.
now, hello and
Yo!
welcome to Legion. How are you doing, my man?
Hello, Ryan. Doing pretty good. We are currently finalizing job 2 of Price of Power. So
I reckon I'm good
it's-
here, yeah?
It's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to. I can't
So, my
wait
Legion,
for you guys to see.
Former pro
Ooh, it's
player
right around the
turned
corner,
developer.
right?
That's
We've
pretty
got one
flipping
more
cool.
patch in between,
Ryan
which is the
here,
patch we're gonna talk
former
about right now as well.
streamer
But after
turned community
Sweet
manager.
things on the horizon.
That's so cool. No? 2 community
Okay,
members.
I think I
Sick.
think we'll just jump right into it. We'll go over
Very sick.
a few highlights of the balance patch, and then we'll also show the rest of the changes. So you've got all the info. But beforehand, obviously, this is a patch between 2 huge content drops, so it's aimed at adjusting a few cards. At least that's what I
am
got the
changing
impression
plan. I'm
from
going to
you
upgrade
as
it
the
tomorrow and
design team.
you can just chop these bits out of the
Yeah,
board. And I think
and we are
better
adjusting
approach.
some of the
Now I can
some
drink
of the
my
new
yellow
cards,
drink.
as well as we have plenty of buffs to the old cards. Actually, we are slowly but surely adjusting the old cards to the modern power level, let's say, to the power level we expect from cards nowadays.
Awesome. All right. I think we'll start right away with the mighty monsters. And the first change
hoping
we
in all
want to
the
talk
realms.
about is a white frost
Oh!
because it gets an additional effect.
Yes, mate. Oh, I'm gonna move.
Yeah, so since in 9.1,
Bang!
whenever you play Wild Hunt unit, it will get boosted by 1 if there's frost in the
Oh,
opposite row.
baby, that's
assuming
so
that you play
juicy.
the White Frost leader ability. So
Yes.
we are doing that because
Wild Hunt, baby.
you know,
My
you might
OG
remember we
deck.
added Ancient Foglets as support for the Weather Monsters archetype.
Yes.
It didn't quite make the archetype very, very strong, but we don't want to give up on it. And we felt like this leader can use a nice little tweak.
Beautiful.
Some encouragement. for
Fan
playing
bloody
the,
tastic. That's a 10 out of
Wild
10
Hunt
change
cards.
for me. All right, I'm going to rate all the
What's worth
changes.
Noting here
10
is, for example,
out
cards
of
like
10.
Naglefar's Crew. Due to how game logic works, Naglefar's Crew will get boosted by 1 immediately when it drops, even
yes!
though it will be the source
Love
of the frost
that.
in the first place, right?
That's
Because the deploy will
beautiful to know.
resolve the
Naglefar's
resolve
Crew,
first, the frost will get
always
spawned.
not quite there,
Naglefar's Crew
but
will
now
also
it
be
is.
boosted, so
Let's go.
so yeah, enjoy
Finally, it's
your
time for Naglefar's
boosted
Crew.
Wild Hunt units.
Nice.
Mad.
Nice.
I can't wait to
that's,
try that day
a cool
one.
idea. It reminds me a bit
Guys,
of the
let me know
free harmony
if you want to
tag you get
see
with
a
the Scoia'tael leader,
flipping
which
White
allows
Frost
the,
Wild Hunt deck on day one.
the trends
Let me
to pop
know.
out more
I
easily.
think I'm
and
going to do
think
it, even
this
if you
will
don't. I think I'm going to
allow
do it
you
because I want to play it.
Gain your dominance a bit easier as well, so that's cool. All right. Speaking of dominating monster cards, let's take a look at Witch Apprentice right here.
Yeah, the most intimidating pick ever.
Yep. Good change.
So, Witch Apprentice, of course, very strong card, very high potential, very high point ceiling.
That's sausage play.
We want this card to have a weakness. The weakness is supposed to be the short round of the card, and the fact that you kinda need to play a bunch of other cards from your hand before you can commit this card safely without it getting killed. But when it costed 4 provisions, those downsides didn't really matter all that much.
Exactly.
Because it's just, a 4 provision card. It never hurts that much if it gets answered, and if it doesn't, it goes really high. So we wanted the risk to be slightly higher, so now the card is more costly, and the rest
Another
of your
10
deck
out of
will
10
have to be,
change. It's
slightly
looking
weaker if
good.
you want to
It's
include
looking
Witch
good,
Apprentice.
everybody. Back to back 10 out of 10s.
All right, that's cool, I guess.
One
For
unexpected,
bronze
one
cards,
expected.
Changing a provision often means changing 2 provisions because you mostly include 2 of them.
Exactly.
And yeah, I think it's still going to be a wide, big, happy pig if it gets that Sabbath condition for. And reminder for all the new viewers, Sabbath means that you need 25 points on 1 row, and then this effect will trigger. So pretty cool. All right, just for the rest of you now, we've got the rest of the monster.
Oh! All the changes, bruv. I didn't think we were going to get this much. Ice Giant is now 6 provisions. So it's a 7 for 5. Sorry, it's 5. Hideous Feast is 4p. That's a 7 for 4. That's an AQ buff. Arachas Swarm. Griffin's 9 power. That's another Arachas Swarm buff. Kikimor Worker is now 4 provisions. That's a 7 for 4. Wow. Red Riders, 5 provisions. That's huge. Wow. Ardgaith, 8 provisions. I think it's still probably bad. The problem with Ardgaith is it's an echo card that you only really ever want to play once, right? But, I mean, Marrowlawn, power change from 3 to 4. Marrowlawn's kind of broken now. Like, Marrowlawn on a Harpy Egg is 10 for 5. Great changes.
Changes, as you can see.
Molto
there's a decent
bene.
amount of provision changes and power changes as well. Just
Yeah, skip this part,
increasing
but
the
I've
power
covered it.
level
I'm just
or
gonna watch this
decreasing the provisions needed to play those cards.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, we are also adjusting some of the old cards to the power level we expect.
How red is my nose, mate? Look at that. Could
Yeah.
land a
Alright,
helicopter
now
on that.
onto the northern realms, the northern kingdoms. We've got our first little nerf, which is actually pincer maneuver. You will get 1 less provision in your deck if you play this leader.
Yeah, exactly. So when we changed pincer maneuver to have 2 charges, we expected it to be strong, but we didn't want to discourage players from trying it out. So at first we didn't want to nerf the provisions, but I think right now it's
Fair.
it's pretty clear that the leader ability is strong. It fits into many Northern Realms decks. So we don't think there's the need to have this extra.
I'm gonna give this a
provision bonus, so it gets lowered to
10 out of 10.
To 15.
I like it. One provision.
Alright.
It was a good leader.
Yeah, I think pretty
Sure.
simple, pretty straightforward. This one is a bit more complex because we've got two changes. We've got a nerf regarding to the power, the points, the strength. Reinforced Ballista now only has 3 power, but it gets an additional armor. So now it's a bit more protected from those weak shots from the opponent.
Yeah, it's the idea here is that we want to keep it within the same removal reach. So it still dies from 4 damage if it gets played in melee row. It dies from 5 damage if it gets played in the back row. But the idea here is that Reinforced Ballista is a very powerful engine.
10
It
out
can
of 10,
really
guys.
help to remove
Brilliant
play by
change.
the opponent.
Yep.
Sometimes pings by
Simple.
sometimes pings twice in a round. Like fairly,
I'm not just
fairly
saying
easy
this
if you
either.
just Have maybe
These
the
are just
siege
all good
trigger,
changes,
maybe
yeah.
some other
Like
warfare.
pincer nerf, I'm a bit like,
so we think that
But when I
while this
think about it,
engine
I'm
is
just
so
happy with it. Like,
powerful,
I
we're
think
fine with
changing
it being
leaders
powerful,
often is
but we
good.
would
I don't
like
think they
it
do it
to
enough.
be a bit
So the fact there's
weaker in
already been
terms of
2
tempo,
leaders changed,
That's why we remove this,
and we're on
this 1
flipping
point.
the second
But
faction.
gets the extra armor, so
Beautiful
it
stuff.
doesn't get removed
And
more,
by the way,
more
I
easy,
kind of didn't even
because
clock it
that's
to
not
NR. You know,
necessarily
we've done
our goal.
pincer and now
Of
reinforced.
course,
So
you have
let's
to
go
be
into
aware of,
NR.
maybe
It's
some
time, my
sneaky
favorite faction, yeah.
teasing effects when you play this in melee row, so maybe against Nilfgaard. The back row will be more, let's say, maybe more tempting to place your ballista on, so you don't get, amnesty.
Bro,
maybe
you better
spheres,
cut this bit
somebody
out,
plays
mate.
spheres.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in general, we want this engine to still be strong, but we don't want it to have the tempo that
If
it
you
had
don't,
before.
Awesome.
let's look at the
In addition to
next
that,
ones.
We've got a few more
Oh!
changes. I think
Yes,
one
Curse
to
Knight
highlight is
4P!
that War Chariot
Oh,
now has
it's
a
happened.
cooldown, which obviously means it's not going to have a deployability,
yes!
but rather an
It's
order with
happened.
seal. So basically,
oh my goodness, I've been
allows
calling
the
for this
card to do
change
the same
for
thing as it does
so
right
long.
now,
I'm so
with the
excited.
addition of
Oh,
having a
let's go.
cooldown, so you can potentially
Let's
do it
go.
again.
Yeah.
More cavalry, 5p.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other
Redanian
tweaks to
Elite.
old cards.
Redanian Elite is 4p2, and War Chariot's got cooldown. Oh, mate. Oh, boy. The Mortal Cavalry is a huge buff to Pogner, by the way. The Curse Knight at 4p is just such a nice card to have as like a tech card that you just don't feel like bad about playing. It's just like a squirrel at 4p, right? In certain metas, a Curse Knight is such a nice tool for Northern Realms to have. Like, think about like the Joachim meta, right? Where everyone was replaying Joachim. But at 5p, it's so difficult to justify it unless like there's a particular deck that it's really getting value like it was against triple, quadruple Joachim, right? 4p though is like a squirrel, right? In certain metas, you can just include it as a one-off,
as
as a tech
mentioned
card.
before.
You can pull it off Assault. Really sick.
Right. So I think that's it for Northern Realms.
Mate,
Let's take
Redanian
a
Elite
look.
off of Assault is kind of broken as well, right? I don't know the exact amount of points on it. I'm going to have to check, but I feel like it's like I think it's the same as a Marine. I think it's 7 points. So it's the same points as a Marine is off of Assault for Reach. Same as like a Quedweni Knight, right? But obviously then it's got the downside of all you need to do is 3 damage and it's going to be 1 strength.
And the opposing side of this huge battle, which should be Nilfgaard, obviously.
Imprisonment nerf.
Yeah, and
11 out of 10.
imprisonment, so this is very similar
11 out of 10
story as,
change. Get in.
with pincer maneuver.
I hope
At this
Coup
point,
gets
I think
nerfed.
it also became
Hope
clear
Coup
that
gets
imprisonment is powerful ability. It fits into most Nilfgaard decks.
Yep.
And this additional encouragement of 16
I feel like
provisions
Coup
isn't
should get
required.
nerfed
It's
before
pretty
imprisonment,
much
honestly.
the same story as with pincer. So we are lowering the provision
Maybe
bonus
that's
to
not
15.
true. I think it is.
And
2 damage Coup.
Worth noting
For me.
that we will come back
Cod's
to this topic
so good.
when you show the other changes, Ryan, but we also changed the provision bonus of Double Cross.
Oh.
Not because
Cool.
Double Cross had some outstanding performance in the recent patch, but because we want to avoid situation in which the deck that is played currently with Imprisonment just switches to Double Cross.
Brilliant.
And at the same time, we also want to get rid of leaders that give 17 provision bonus. You probably noticed this in the past. We were lowering those provision bonuses to 16, and this is also what we did for Double Cross. So those would be the 2 nerfs to those leaders.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Now, speaking of nerfs, I think the next change is
Lightmaker?
one
Mage
that,
Assassin?
I guess
Both of
most
them?
people will be very happy with. It's a small tweak to 2 cards specifically
Get in.
that play the same archetype. And let's start with Viper Witcher,
Oh!
which gets an additional line that reads,
Alchemist!
if it's not a token,
My baby.
spawn a base copy of that unit at the top of opponent's deck. And the important
not
part to
a
highlight here
token.
is the start of that sentence, which
Alright.
says, if it's not a token.
So you can't clog
basically,
with
all you clog
Guardians
fans out there,
and
you won't be able to
volunteers.
target tokens anymore because
Nice.
they won't, or at least
They didn't
you can,
delete
you can
clog.
still target them, you can still give bleeding
But
to
they've
them,
changed
but
it,
they won't
guys.
spawn on the top of the deck.
I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10
it's,
because a change to clog is
worth
good.
noting Also, I just noticed there's no adrenaline condition here on this graphic, but the adrenaline condition is still there. It's still adrenaline 6 as,
Cool.
as it was before,
Alchemist,
and the only change
what's
here
happened
is
to my
that
baby?
you will not
I'm
not
nervous,
be able
guys.
to shuffle tokens to opponents'
I'm
deck.
nervous.
So if you play against Clog, you have some more ways
It does
of
deserve a
playing
change, by
around,
the way. Oh, it's code
around
weapons.
the
It's not Alchemist.
clogging,
Alchemist
cards.
stays
Basically,
strong.
You know, you can open with tokens. You can only play.
So
the bronze
code
cards
weapons
that
the
you
same.
don't mind
Okay,
getting
Alchemist is
shuffled
still
into
in,
your
baby.
deck, right?
Alright.
Because
I only,
opponent won't be
mate,
able to
I
just
love a
target
double
the
Alchemist
token and
deck,
give you
yeah.
a very,
I
very
just,
bad card you
it's
never
just,
want to play. So
It just gets me
yeah,
going,
at least
man.
now if you
It just
get
gets me going.
a so-called bad card,
great. 10 out of
it will
10
be
change,
a
guys.
bad card that you.
I don't want to
put
delete clog
in the
completely
deck
because
yourself,
it is,
right? So
you know,
it
it's
will
kind of cool.
It will have
People
some
like
use.
it.
Exactly.
Deleting
and,
a
I mean,
deck completely just means,
I guess
you know,
that
people will
really
stop
helps
playing the
Scoia'tael
game.
as
But
well. You can
it's
play your
good.
special
a
cards
neat
and
change.
spawn those trends or triumphs
Much easier to
on
play
the
around
road
clog, right?
and build an
You can
army
just
of
play
trees that
tokens.
the
That's it,
opponent
and you can't get
really
clogged.
interact
Hooray.
with, which
just play tokens,
Yeah.
guys.
it's kind of nice. All right. One more Nilfgaard change that we want to highlight this patch is Blightmaker.
Beautiful.
Because Blightmaker is getting a provisional change. It now costs 6 provision to include on your deck.
Exactly, yeah. So
this is like
obviously Blightmaker and Mage Assassin combo is very,
This is like
very
a-
powerful. Perhaps the most powerful bronze combo in the game. And our intention
Is this enough?
for the combo is that we do want it to be very strong, but we want it to be strong in decks that benefit a lot from hyper-thinning strategies. So we don't
this
really want
enough?
it to become a staple in decks like Masquerade Ball deck, right?
I think
Just
it's
used for thinning.
still going to be a staple,
You
no?
know, nobody cares that your Joachim the Vet can
compare
be
it to
bricked
Hunting
by Mage
Pack,
Assassin, you just play it anyway because
Same in
it's so
provision
worth it.
cost.
So
But this
what
is
we
more
did
points.
here is we
Yeah.
nerfed its provision because it allows us to do one thing. It allows us to nerf Blightmaker in decks like Masquerade Ball without nerfing it too much in decks like Hyperfin. Because in compensation for the Blightmaker nerf, we can give some provision buffs to cards that are played exclusively in the Hyperfin decks. You will see this in a moment when we show the graphic.
Oh
with
my,
other
that's a
changes.
lot
So
of
for
bloody
example,
changes, guys.
Here
I'm sorry about this in the way, but Imperial Formation, part of the ability, change too. Once all charges have been exhausted, move a unit from your deck to tops. Okay, so it's no longer has to be a soldier. That's really cool. Double Cross got nerfed, cool. Diplomacy's 4p, big assimilate buff, huge. Nilfgaard Knight, power change from 4
you
to
can see that after
8. Oh, there we go, that's better. Tortoise, provision change from 4. Mate, 7 for 4, proactive option, Mage Torturer. So this is all right, you know, like we're seeing the Blightmaker stay at 6. I was going to, I held my tongue. Now I'm thinking about it more. I'm going to give it like an 8.5 out of 10 change, right? I can't get by it massively because I still think the card's a little bit too good. But like you're seeing all these other, and we saw it in other factions as well, like 4p cards getting better that aren't seeing that much play. And this isn't necessarily power creep. I think the game kind of needs this, right? Like having good bronzes is good, and having I think it's cool. Like less difference between the bronzes and the golds mean there's less RNG when it comes to round 3. A lot of the time in Gwent, in like a year ago in particular, if you miss one gold card, you'd be like, right, I lose because I'm playing like a really bad bronze. But if the bronzes are closer to the golds, it just reduces the RNG in the game. The biggest RNG that's in Gwent is in the cards you draw. And by improving the bronzes, it reduces RNG overall. So 10 out of 10, guys. I mean, I've not looked at them all. Albrecht got buff. Mage Torturer's got a point. Cool. Afan is cheaper. That's brilliant. Golem, 12 power. That's nice for the Hyperthin decks. And it's also 6p. Double buff for Golem. Beautiful. And the Guardian is now a bronze. So So nerf the clog because you can't Roderick into them anymore, right?
Because I just banished a gold card, which is worth basically 0 points. I think either.
Bad changes, man. Love it.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good counterplay in the end, right? So
Yes.
it was a bait, you could say. It was a little bit of an oversight on our side because the Guardian previously was only spawned by Cynthia, who is a gold card, so the token was also gold. But now, when it's spawned by Blightmaker, we decided that there's no point for the token to be a gold card. Fair warning to Hyperfin players here, my fellow Hyperfin players. Be careful, because sometimes what people would do is they would play Yennefer's Invocation on King Foltest, and as we know, King Foltest, if he boosts bronze units, he will shuffle more kites into your deck, and this is something you very much want to avoid when you play Hyperfin, right? You don't want more cards in your deck. So what I did, and probably many people did too, is I would place it next to the Guardian, because then it boosts the Guardian, right? So it doesn't shuffle it. But now, if you do that, you will actually get plenty of Guardians in your deck. So don't do that.
I have done something similar in a Hyperfin deck.
Guardians, I like it.
Oops.
Yeah, so you can clog yourself if you miss.
I have clogged
clogging your
myself
deck with tokens.
in Hyperfin before. Just
Okay,
this week.
speaking of tokens, I hope you're as excited as I am for the premium tokens coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sadly, with working from home, you don't get to spy on the artists like right across the room, but I did get to see a few of the examples that they're working on, and yeah, I'm really happy that we're managing to finally bring those into the game as well.
Yeah, looking forward to it, especially for decks like Dead Eye Ambush, right? When you have a lot of tokens on board.
Oh yes, and the trends. Oh, the little tree armies. I just love them. So wholesome. Okay. Speaking of something that is not very wholesome, we've got pirates. We've got the Pirates
let's
Cove
go. Crack
coming
on
up.
crate time.
The first
Pirates
change
Cove,
for
okay.
Syndicate that we want to highlight
Yay.
is another provisional change.
Nice.
Yes, so you would
This
see
is
that
great.
Pirates
It's not in the
Cove
meta,
and
but
Jackpot, both leader abilities get their provisions
okay.
provision bonus lowered.
I would like to have seen
again pretty similar
a lot
to
more
Pincer,
Jackpot,
to
honestly.
Imprisonment. When we changed those leader abilities, we didn't want to
I
discourage
will reserve
players from
judgments
trying
until I
them
see
out.
the changes.
But at this
the
point,
rest
it's
of the
pretty
changes.
clear that they are good. The Jackpot buff was very beneficial to Syndicate. The Pirates Cove buff was very beneficial. So we want to lower the provision bonus of both of these abilities, because it's clear that both of them are very strong right now. So yeah, you will have to readjust your deck if you play those leader abilities.
All right. The next change is Horizon Junior, which loses a point, so basically weakens the tempo that you can gain with this card. Is that the intention?
Yeah. It does two things here. So first of all, as you said, Ryan, it weakens the tempo of a very strong removal card, right? So it won't trade that much. It won't trade that well.
It's good to see him get,
with threats that it will answer. But it also does
Still
another thing, which is, for example, when you play Swarm against Syndicate, it really sucks to know that you can't drop your Elven Deadeyes or drones on board, because they will just get removed by Horson's free ability. And what it does is, with 4 power, it will be easier to remove Junior from the board. So it will be easier to maybe prepare the board for your Swarm.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I mean, it's a nice change.
And is easier to remove.
It's a nice change.
So the swarming strategies can
I like
be
it.
so
10 out of 10.
intimidated.
He's still good, but I mean, it's Horsson Junior. You want Junior to be a good bloody card, yeah?
For,
like, come on.
especially, as you said, Monster Swarm.
4 plays over.
The
Yellow
Swarm
belly.
often runs this 4. What's it called? The 4-point removal that spawns a drone if you get excessive damage.
Yeah, natural selection.
Yeah, natural selection now answers this very nicely.
Yeah, it's same for Dead Eye Ambush, right? Like the Junior's fee is very strong against Elven Deadeyes, so they will also appreciate being able to kill maybe with, like, I don't know, making a bomb or some other removal for damage.
Yeah, lots of new ways to eliminate this piece of I'd say a very unfriendly person. Anyways, we've got a few more changes coming up for Syndicate. We've got Smuggle getting a
No other
change
nerfs
and,
for
and
Syndicate.
actually a few cards.
Yeah, that's a bit of a yikes. Okay, I mean, not very happy to see that. So, Syndicate got nerfed by a provision and a point. But we've just had an open where it got banned 100% of the time except in one match. And okay, other decks are getting buffs, but like, are any of these buffs relevant? Because if any of these are relevant as well, Smuggle 4p, that's really cool. Arena Ghoul 4p is great. Arena and Dregger is 6. Honestly, I don't even know what this is. I'm going to have to check that afterwards. Cleaver's Muscle is 4p. That's cool. That gives you another Justice target. That's really good for Drill, actually. I like that change a lot. Bloody Good Friends is 6 power. That's another buff to Justice, which I think is really good in Syndicate. Adriana the Mink, increase the profit by 1 for each allied Sly Seductress. Okay, I love these changes. None of these are like particularly buffs to like the mid-rangey Syndicate decks, I don't think, unless like you're ever playing Arena Ghoul at 4p.
Here, gaining a
I
point of
really
power
was
or,
expecting
using a
far
provision
more
so you can
heavy-handed
fit them
Syndicate
nicely
nerfs.
into your deck.
Yeah, I would like to give a shout out to one person who caught me on I think it was Mercer's stream, and they said it would be very nice if Smuggle costed 4 provisions, right? And at that point I knew that it will be 4 provisions because the patch was already prepared. So, and I was only thinking, if only you knew, right? So yeah,
That's
this
cool.
is
Go on, Mercer.
this is it. Smuggle is cheaper, as well as some other cards that aren't really great for Syndicate.
Yeah,
but
these
maybe
changes
we'll
are great,
see
but
some more interest from the players.
I was hoping for one.
Awesome. Now
Syndicate
we've got
nerfs.
2 factions left.
I have to be honest, it's a bit
we
like
agreed
here's the
that
thing,
there are-
right? That's the most important thing from this patch, that Syndicate got nerfed. All this other stuff, like, they're doing a phenomenal job. They're going above and beyond. But the meta's not going to change if you don't nerf the most overpowered deck in the game. 1 provision, 1 point. It's not doing anything.
are no major changes that we want to highlight.
It is in some situations, but like Syndicate was getting banned 100% of the time. Okay, it didn't get banned once. It's not going to be enough to just do it by a point of provision.
For those factions,
In my
I'm still gonna
opinion.
throw
Maybe I'm
the
wrong. I
changes
hope I'm
up on
wrong.
screen. We've got,
I still love the bloody
Skellige, first of
changes,
all,
but yeah, obviously I can't just
which,
pretend that I'm
Rage of the
happy
Sea actually
to see Nilfgaard not getting any changes. But let's look at Skellige. Let's forget about Syndicate. God, I hate Syndicate. I hate it when Syndicate's good. I like Syndicate when it's bad. All right, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Rage of the Sea. Provisions changed from 14 to 15. Beautiful, love it. Really liked playing Rage of the Sea, like with the new alchemy cards. It's a lot of fun, and I think it getting buffed is great. Tersak Varen, Berserk required. Berserk requirement changed from 2 to 3. I'm not sure if that's an artist buff or not. Demon Pirate power change from 7 to 8. Raging Bear 7 to 8. Beautiful. Disgraced Brawler or Brawled. Provision change from 5 to 4. Boat Builders added 1 cooldown. Holy moly, that card is good with Turtle. Yeah, Turtle Irish Shade. Maybe it's finally time. Oncrate Warcrier. Provision changed from 3 to 4, or power change rather. That's a really nice buff. Morkvarg is 7 provisions, beautiful buff to the Scar package, and Svalbard Cultist is now 4
gets a nice
provisions
provision
as
bonus. So
well.
again, one
I need
more
to honestly
provision you can,
remind myself of what the
enter into
Cultist
your
is.
deck. And a few other changes as well. I want to
I think I
highlight
know.
the Morkvarg, the normal Morkvarg.
But let me know in the
now getting
comments.
The pirate
Any of these
as well.
Disgrace Brawled?
Yeah.
Disgrace
So
Brawler?
what you can do,
What
for
is that?
example, is if
Let
you
me
play
know.
Kraken Crate,
Is it the one that
and
locks
opponent's
itself?
lowest unit is
So like a 7 for 4
you can get a
potentially?
very
That's
nice
very
duel
cool
where
if that is,
Morkvarg
if
will
I've
come
got that
back
right. I love these
from
changes.
for free, basically.
Morkvarg buff,
So that's
beautiful. The
maybe an
Boat Builders
additional-
one,
It's
so
quite,
exciting. Rage of the Sea buff,
Maybe
winner.
it requires
Bear,
plenty of
Pirate,
of
cool. Love it.
setup,
And the
it requires
Warcry
a
change
really
is
good
very
board
cool
setup,
too.
but
I
it's
love
another
all
use
these
for
changes.
Morkvarg.
Apart from not nerfing
so
Syndicate
you
more.
will see that there's those buffs coming
I'm so
from
sad.
Skellige. I know
Syndicate
some
didn't get
people might
nerfed more, man.
expect,
What a bummer.
More.
What a
I think
buzzkill.
We can go to Scoia'tael.
Maybe it
If
did.
you don't mind, Ryan. So, because I would like to talk about those factions, or both of those factions at once. I know
ST.
some people expected more because Skellige and Scoia'tael currently are perceived as the two of the weaker factions.
Sure.
Statistically, they are a bit behind, but not by that much. But
Half-Half Hunter is 5 provisions. That's a massive, massive buff to Harmony. It probably still sucks. Waylay's 4p. Beautiful. I wonder if that's going to give the guy with the pitchfork enough help. Probably not. Dwarven Mercenary, provision change from 5 to 4. That's a nice buff to dwarfs. Mahakam Defender, provisions change from 5 to 4. Another buff to dwarfs. Dobblethanner Archer is 5 power. Forest Whisperer, Order, range change to give an allied unit vitality. So that's the poison card before. If you played it in the ranged, the Order would be a shield. So you can now poison the front row with a Forest Whisperer and move it to the back row. So that's like a 3-point buff to this card. Pretty humongous, if you can move it anyway. And the Catwitch's Saboteur is 5 power.
I'm not going to argue
Nice.
that the other factions are probably stronger. But the point I'm trying to make here is that while the factions probably could be buffed, we don't want to overreact yet because there's a new expansion coming soon. And we have plenty of reasons to believe that this expansion will turn the tide. And so we will have to see. We have to get
So
used to the
SG
idea that
and SK.
the meta will be reshaped basically every 2 months quite rapidly because of new cards.
That's great, but
so
still,
if you
man.
want Scoia'tael on top again, be patient.
Syndicate
Maybe next
meta
drop will
is
bring
painful.
some-
Views are down on Twitch. It's not just me that, like, every Twitch streamer knows it. Like, people are not enjoying the game as much this last month because of the meta.
more glory to.
So to not
to the
nerf
Scoia'tael or
Syndicate
Skellige.
as much
How
is
the
a
turntables.
real shame.
Yeah. But for
It
now,
just is.
enjoy.
I'm
those-
sure you
those-
guys
those
can agree
little
with me.
buffs that we've
It's
made
a
here.
shame because, like,
Uh,
look at all these bloody amazing changes, but I'm focusing on the negative. I'm sorry to do that, but unfortunately, that is what has the biggest impact on playing the game on a day-to-day basis. It is the best factions, yeah? Because if there's factions that are just doing amazingly well and they're oppressive, it kills the fun for the game. But hopefully, I'm wrong. All right? I hope I'm wrong.
I
And
think
I'll always
those
just be
cards
honest,
deserved
yeah?
it. Again, they
It's
were
important.
a bit old.
Yeah.
In their evaluation.
I'm happy for my half-elf hunters. In
Yeah.
general,
Yeah,
I
it's a
think,
sick change.
Yeah, we'll see new cards added after a month after this patch as well. So as you said, lots of new tools coming, and I think some people might actually be happy that Skellige for once isn't a tier 1 or tier 0 faction. But yeah, I still enjoy playing them, especially. Actually, I got a lot of success with Scoia'tael this patch, so maybe it's not that
Yeah, me
competitive
too,
at
me
the
too,
high
actually,
end, but I really enjoy playing it. All right, enough rambling about these two factions. Now, we've got the most important change of this whole patch. The I think highlight of your
New card, question
design
mark?
career so far.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
We've got
Even
a
better than
change
Maddock?
to Weathermaker. Let's
Yeah, I need to add this to my LinkedIn.
Most
I think
definitely.
Oh, let's go.
So, as many of you noticed, Vadermaker in his or Vadermakar, I'm clueless about how to pronounce it, so sorry about that.
Me too.
So as most of you, or maybe some of you noticed, the fluff text clearly implies that he's a druid, but he didn't have the druid tag. So yeah, enough teasing. The druid tag is here. So if you want him to trigger your Gedinev, go ahead.
Beautiful.
I'm just gonna highlight it a bit more so everyone knows what we're talking about. It is the little druid tag right there in green. It is finally in the game, which means that the game is playable once again. Yeah.
I thought you were zooming for the siren's forehead, and I was confused for a second.
Oh, okay. How did I get rid of this last time? I have no idea. Doppler, 5 provisions. Elder Bear, provisions change from 6 to 4. Let's go. Caravan Vanguard, 5p. Swallow is 4. Ooh, Alchemy. That's a very nice Alchemy card, actually. Alchemy 4 as well. This is big buffs to Alchemy, no cap. Scout, provision change from 5 to 4. Scout is like a I don't even bloody know what it does. I'm gonna have to check. I know what it looks like. Triss and Yen both being made 8
And here's the rest
provisions.
of the neutral changes.
Beautiful.
Also
Hyper-thin buffs.
highlighting now Elderbear.
So there's the 2 provisions from the Blight
You
Maker,
gotta
right?
recoin the term
Alright.
Elderbear now to cards
Blight
being a 6 for 4, I
Makers.
guess.
Yeah,
Plural.
we actually caught ourselves a few times asking if a card we are thinking about would be played over Elderbear. This was a pretty, refreshing experience.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we will see plenty of again changes to the old cards yet. Probably plenty of people will ask about the Wolfpack and Peasant Militia. Their time will come. We have some ideas for them.
Leave them
so don't
like
worry,
that
they are not
forever.
Left.
Leave
left
them.
out. They're not forgotten.
No,
But for now, Elder
they're
Bird
just
got
they
the
are
provision
a
buff.
sign or
And,
a reminder of where we came from. Yeah.
As you can see, Yennefer and Triss Marigold, right? Those are the buffs I mentioned when I talked about Blight Makers. So if you played those 2 cards in your deck, and you played Blight Makers, the buffs and nerfs basically even out, right? It won't affect your deck at all.
And also very important to highlight, Mahakam Ale is now 1 provision cheaper. So I'm always happy if the ale prices go down, and you can save a coin.
That could see playing Keltullus as well,
I
like those
think
fancy decks.
that's all the changes.
It's actually
that we
honestly a
wanted to
really
highlight,
big
or
change.
we wanted to go over
Removes a lot.
in this patch specifically.
I think that's a big change,
Personally,
honestly.
obviously very excited for the next update after that on the horizon, but I think this one will freshen up the game, allow a few new cards to enter decks and swap things around. So looking forward to that specifically. So thank you so much for enlightening us.
Thanks Ryan for inviting me, and I guess see you
Good job, everyone.
when the new cards come, right? And good luck to the participants of the tournament.
Yeah,
Yes.
good luck.
Yes, we've got
I
another
need to-
finals coming up.
I need to
but
catch
before
up and
that,
find out what's happening.
let's take a look at a few fresh products. And there's one final
think there's a new
highlight at the
card,
end of this.
guys.
You don't want to miss it. So see you.
Yeah, don't miss it.
All right. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna skip through this
Legion,
bit.
and you will now.
Sorry, Ryan. I want to see the new card, boy. Oh, is that
It's
a
a
new
nice
board?
board to go along with your
Oh!
card deck. It's got some nice
Take it all back,
visuals. I
Brian,
won't
I'm
spoil
sorry.
Anything that's happening on the board,
Oh,
but
boy.
you can see a little preview here.
Take
and
my
then on
money,
Tuesday, You
son.
can see the full board in action.
Oh,
Looking into the future, so
Bloody
this
hell, that's
next
nice.
product won't actually be available
Arts
with
for Gwent
9.1,
Masters,
but
love
we
it.
wanted to highlight it here anyways,
So
because
nice.
it's part of the esports cycle.
Lee.
And it
Holy.
is the pack, the summer pack, that will be available with 9.2, so actually the same time that the next expansion part drops. And this can includes a coin, the summer coin, that correlates the next open theme, open number 3, which will have a summer theme,
Oh,
and
nice.
a little bit of Metroid powder on top. So that's very nice. Now, I think that's enough of this. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you, Shub, for enlightening what Ola brought to your shop. There's one more thing though that we want to show you, or at least talk about a little bit, and we have something very nice prepared. We've got something very nice prepared for everyone that plays Gwent out there, and it is connected to the upcoming Witchercon. Witchercon starts next Friday,
No
so
way.
don't miss it. It's
Wait.
right around the corner.
It's
right
Witchercon
behind
stuff?
This next patch, and I won't spoil anything major yet in the game. I was itching to speak about it, but
Wait.
Vlad said nope, and Borja told me nope, no major leaks yet, but I managed to get something for you because
Let's go.
starting Tuesday, so with the patch 9.1, there will be a new card, a brand new card that we haven't talked about yet, joining the game. And it is a little bit of a different distribution than usual. So you won't be able to craft the card on Tuesday. You will actually be able to craft the card the Tuesday afterwards. So 1 week after its release, you will be able to craft it. And that is because we want to save your resources for you. So because Friday on Witchercon, starting with Witchercon, you will be able to get this card completely for free. no extra costs. So before anybody that misses this announcement sees the new card and crafts it immediately and then sees on Friday, hey, I can get this for free, why didn't you tell me? We actually disable crafting until after the event.
Can I get it in a keg though?
So next Tuesday, once Witchercon is over,
Can I get it in a keg?
and this whole
Keg
claiming this card
session.
is in
Keg
the past,
session.
you will be able to normally craft it.
Can I get it
And
in a
also,
keg?
yes, it is already in the kegs because if you get it by chance, you can already play it. But yeah, on Friday, everyone will be able to get it.
Oh,
for free.
let's go.
And I think
Actual
it's time
keg session in
to take a look
2021.
at this brand new
Oh
card.
my days,
I
I'm
think
so excited to
some people
open
might
kegs,
actually
man.
recognize the art, and it is called Sunset
Oh,
Wanderers.
mate.
It is a Witcher card, 11 provision, 1 point only. Okay, so the effect has to be good, and
Bro,
the effect actually
my
is
mind's
a
been blown.
long wall of text. So let
Oh
me
my God.
read that out for you.
please do, Ryan.
This card starts in the leftmost position of your hand. At the beginning of your turn, while in hand, move self 1 position to the right and then boost self by 1. At the end of your turn, if you haven't passed and there are no cards to the right of this card, summon self from your hand to a random allied row and then draw a card.
It's like a knickers. It's like
Just
a
to
witch
sum it up
knickers, right?
nicely, it will always, when you draw it, start in the left of your hand. So
Bruh.
all the other cards will be to the right side of this.
5 cards?
If you get
So
it
after
in round
5
1,
cards,
that will mean
it will have moved,
it
but
will be on
no,
the far
because
side, the far
if
left
you
side
play
of your hand,
5
and you will
cards to
have
the right
9
of it
other
every
cards
time.
on
Oh,
the
this
right of
card's
it.
so cool.
And then every time your turn
Oh,
starts,
boy.
it will move
Oh,
1 position to
boy.
the right and boost
Oh,
itself.
boy.
So
And you can
if
get
it
this in
moves
kegs
9
only?
cards
Oh,
to the right
boy.
before jumping out.
Well,
It will
keg
get
session
boosted
on
9 times,
Tuesday.
and then you will
I've
play
got so many kegs,
an
bro.
extra 10 points.
I've got so many
for
kegs
free,
saved up, bro.
because when it jumps out of your hand,
I'm getting
you will
this
draw
card
another
on
card.
Tuesday.
So you don't lose
You
that
best
card
believe.
advantage. You just gain some juicy extra points. And what I really like is you can manipulate when it comes out, right? You can play cards on the left of it, so it takes longer for it to jump out, which means it will also be more points. Or you can play cards on the right of it, which obviously has
What
the
a
opposite
card,
effect.
mate.
It
So
will
cool.
go quicker.
So bloody
It will
cool.
have less points, but maybe surprise your opponent when it comes out.
So you could have it as carryover as well,
Very
right?
interesting game mechanic to play around with.
You could have it in round 1 and then you could mulligan
and
it
obviously the
and try and
card
get it
art
bigger as
is,
well. That kind of thing.
The same as our key visual for
Like
first
tactical
journey.
decision.
You can see Geralt and Dandelion there on the horse. I guess it's just Geralt on the horse and Dandelion is walking past singing a song.
Sun
Yeah, very,
set
very pretty, and
Wanderers.
I'm excited. Joining
Aye.
the game on Tuesday. So
Well,
again, to recap, you will be able
Thank
to get
you
it.
very much, Ryan. I'm very excited. Again, it is a shame about Syndicate not getting nerfed more because it probably needed to be nerfed more. Let me know in the comments. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think it's going to be fine? But what a great set of changes apart from that. And the thing is, again, I've mentioned it before. The problem I have with it is like having an OP factions. Nilfgaard's good. NR's good. ST is just nowhere near it, right? I don't feel like it's proactive enough. My English kind of sucks, even though it's my first language. Like, attack the broken faction, you know? Got a point in a provision. I don't think that's going to make a big difference. I hope I'm wrong. Much love to CDPR. Great job to Ryan and Legion. All these changes are fantastic. New card that's you can only get in kegs. Bruh, so cool, first and foremost. That's gassed. This is like incredibly exciting. Oh my lord, I'm excited to open kegs and actually like look for a card. And yeah, Witchercon Friday. I'm gonna be doing it on my channel. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, and yeah, thanks for watching and much love to CPR. I'm gonna take this suit off finally. Nice. Bye.